Hi, my name is Carol Shea Porter, and I'm running for Congress from the 1st District of New Hampshire. Some of you may not know me, but I can assure you Jeb Bradley knows me very well. And I know him because for the past 2 years, I have been going to Jeb Bradley's town hall events, begging him, imploring him to please speak up for the people of New Hampshire. Please represent us. We have so many big issues. But Jeb Bradley is not a leader. He's a follower. And so he has not spoken up for people in New Hampshire. So I decided that I would run for Congress and I would speak up for all of us. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in a large family, which is not unusual, except that I was the only Democrat in a large Republican family. So I learned to speak up for myself and to present my positions early. But I also learned to get along with Republicans. They're good people. The issue I'm having is with their administration and with their leadership. I went to a local high school in New Hampshire, and then I graduated from the University of New Hampshire with a bachelor's degree in social service. I planned to work and serve people all of my life. Then I decided to go back to graduate school, and I got a master's degree in public administration so that I would understand federal policy, I would understand government, and how those decisions impact people on a local level. After I got out of school, I married what we affectionately call an Army brat. And since Vietnam War period was going on, I went and I lived at Fitzsimmons Army Medical Center in Denver, Colorado. And it was there that I saw the horror of war. I'm the daughter of a World War II veteran, and I understand that that was one of our greatest moments in history, freeing the world. But I also saw what happened in Vietnam. I saw the soldiers at the military base who had been psychologically and physically injured by war. I also saw the Vietnamese that were coming back to this country to be relocated, and I saw the impact that a war has. And so I think we should only be in a war that is morally justifiable, and we must have exhausted every single option before we go to war. Vietnam was not one of those wars, and I don't believe Iraq is either. After my husband got out of the service, we moved to New Orleans and lived there for about a year. And it was there that I worked with seniors in programs, developing and administering programs to serve senior citizens and their families. And then we went to Maryland, where my husband worked and I also worked. I worked as an administrator for social service agencies, and I also helped co-found a private nonprofit agency that worked with families with drug and alcohol problems, families in transition, and the homeless. I have a lot of experience serving on task forces and volunteering with my church and with my community, and I also raised 2 children there. I have a teenager and I have a daughter in college, which helps me understand the impact that the decisions Washington are having on all of us and on the families. We came back to New Hampshire. We wanted to come home, and we had the chance to come back. And it was there that I decided that I needed to work full-time for a change in leadership in this country. So for the past 4 years, that's exactly what I've been doing, working on presidential campaigns and working at the county level, and also serving as the chair for the City of Rochester Democratic Committee, trying to make a change in the community. It was really around September, October of this year that I decided I needed to run for Congress. After Katrina hit, I went down to New Orleans. I felt I needed to go back because I had lived there and I understood what had happened. And I wanted to see it and be a part of helping. And what I saw stunned me. The government was literally missing in action. They just were not there. The shelters were full of people, and there was no government. And it was frightening. But the good news is that there were a lot of really wonderful Americans who were trying to help, and there were relief agencies. There was everybody except for the government. And when I came back, I realized that this government had just abandoned the people of the Gulf Coast. But they not only abandoned the people of the Gulf Coast, they abandoned the people in your community and in my community and every community across the state and across the country. And I decided I had to run. I had to speak up for the people of New Hampshire and the people of the Gulf Coast and the people of the United States. We need a change, we need a fresh direction, and we need somebody who will be willing to serve the people of New Hampshire and to make this country better. So that's why I'm running, and I humbly ask for your vote.